Hello, 'tis I again. Got a reading for you. So, pulled a card just to get the overall energy and was like, yeah. And press, and press, and press, and press, and press. Yeah. The thing is at the moment, like, this collective is definitely moving into the Empress energy, right? Because, and for any of you who are not aware, Empress is like the ultimate abundance, right? She's just nurturing. She's like divine femininity. Again, like, gender's not a thing here at all. It's just an energy. But it definitely means that you're moving into a period of abundance after a period of a lot of burdens, right? So with the Ten of Wands, with the Ten of Wands, this is the ending of a cycle in which you're being called to put down your burdens, right? So, flying out thick and fast today. Okay. So, got. Yeah, okay. So, we've got the Six of Swords and the Five of Cups. So, the Six of Swords speaks of, you're moving on, right? And given that we've got the Five of Cups up as well, which is indicative of kind of grieving something, right? So more often than not, it's to do with kind of feeling disappointed, like you've failed at something or something's not happening. So having that coupled with the Ten of Wands and the Six of Swords would be, but something to be said about this one is that, you have the spilled cups that's been watched, but there's two behind as well. Okay. So it looks to me like it's like you still have great things, or you're still definitely moving where you want to, but there's definitely an energy of leaving behind something, some burdens, in order to move into your Empress energy. So the transition of living into something calmer waters will be leaving your old self in order to move into your Empress energy. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is fiery. She's confident. She's courageous. She's sexy. She's powerful, right? And I feel like this is where you've been. So currently you're in that Queen of Wands energy, where you're starting to feel a little bit more like, no. Do you know what? I'm pretty awesome. I'm pretty cool. I don't deserve these burdens. I don't deserve these things that have caused me pain. It's time for me to move on, right? And in so doing, you will become the Empress. Again, don't get caught up on gender. It's got nothing to do with that. Both got masculine and feminine energies in us, and that has nothing to do with male and female, okay? It's just that people, I think the reason that it's likely to have become masculine and feminine is because women tend to be lean towards that sort of more feminine way of being, and obviously you look at our patriarchal system, it corresponds to a more masculine energy, but again, it's just an energy, right? It's just, I kind of wish they'd come up with a different name for it rather than masculine and feminine, because I just think, people get too hung up on stuff like that, It's like I don't mention star signs while I'm doing this because I think people get too caught up with like astrological signs as well. So got the Four of Pentacles. Honestly, I'm just making stuff up now. Got the Four of Pentacles. So you've definitely been holding on to something really, really tightly. Just need more clarity on this because okay. So I'm getting a bit of a different vibe from this. So with the fact that you're being called to put burdens down, but I say being called to put burdens down, the tens are completions of cycles. So you're going through a cycle of learning to put those burdens down a little, right? And to not allow your regrets and your disappointments to burden you, I guess. And you are moving to that calmer water. But having the Queen of Wands and having the Four of Pentacles, I'm actually thinking it's more pushing on the idea of like, you've learned to maintain control, right? You've taken control, like, because the Four of Pentacles is not just about kind of, I know he's kind of holding really tightly to his things, and that's absolutely an interpretation of it, but there's also an interpretation of taking back control, right? And having the Queen of Wands, 100% that's what you're doing. You're taking back control. You know, you're looking at this and you're looking at the past and you're like, you know, like, it sucks. You've been carrying all of these burdens, but you're putting them down, right? You're putting them down and you're taking control of yourself and your own needs. And that's what's going to bring out the Empress energy. We also have the the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. So all of your hard work and diligence is paying off, right? This is wish fulfillment, and this is hard work. Diligence, keep going, you know, like skill development, mastery of yourself. And given that we've got both the Queen of Wands and the Empress, I'm going to say that's very much, you are learning to master yourself, right? You're learning to balance yourself. Oof, oof, oof. It's a lot of feminine energy here, absolutely, with the Empress. And I've now got two queens. So got the Queen of Swords. So yeah, definitely you are 100% taking control. You are taking control of yourself. You're becoming more clear with your boundaries. You're becoming more clear in your communication. And that is ushering in this, the Ten of Pentacles, right? Which is just the ultimate card of abundance. So to go from like the Ten of Wands of being like, put the burdens down, it's time to let go of other people's trash. And now you're setting into an Empress. I mean, Empress is all about abundance as well. So there's a lot of abundance showing here. And then having the Nine of Cups as well. Like, whew, look at you. This is exciting. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. I'm killing it. Okay. So I do see that there's been a lot of I believe, yeah, you're not quite there yet. You're not quite there yet. I feel like you're in a period right now where it just feels like everything, that you're in competition with everybody. There's a lot of disagreements, that there's a lot of yeah, and that's leading to this regret, this disappointment, this element of on some level, I believe you probably feel like, and that's where I feel like the burdens are mental as well. Confirmation bit. I don't know where that came from, but I mean, it fits, doesn't it? Yeah, it's mental. It's I'm not saying that things haven't happened to you. They have. I'm not saying that it's all in your head and you're making it up and you're overthinking, yada yada yada. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it's, you need to set, with the Queen of Swords, you need to set clearer boundaries. With the Queen of Wands, you need to be confident in yourself. You need to have the courage to move, right? You have to have the courage to put these boundaries in place. You have to have the courage to move on, right? And again, that doesn't mean anything extreme. It doesn't mean that you have to abandon your entire life or anything like that, but it means something's got to give, right? Something's got to give. We've got to put it down. But the fact that you're moving into Empress energy, it's interesting as well. For like a long time, all of my readings included the Queen of Wands, and then after a while, when I went through a huge shift, and now I can't stop getting the Empress in all my readings. So I'm like, moving up in the world. Can't knock it, can you? But yeah, it's definitely, you're definitely getting there, and your wish fulfillments are coming in and your abundance is coming in, but it's just, you're still kind of going through this little position of, and as I say, I'm not saying at all that stuff's not going on. I can see that stuff is going on. The Five of Wands is indicative of that, right? There's absolutely like conflicts in your life and disagreements and tension and yeah. Two pages. Interesting. Yeah. So, Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Okay. So, we've got some manifestations coming in, some opportunities, but these are new things, right? So this is new energy, new inspiration, coupled with like actually the opportunities coming in to fulfill that inspiration, that inspiring energy that's coming in. So don't stress too much, because with it being the 10 of Wands that came out earlier, it's like it's a cycle that's completing, right? And you've also got the 10 of Pentacles, so we've got 2 10s here, so it's definitely, we've got a few 9s as well, which are yeah, I've got a couple 9s, so it's definitely moving into that cycle completion. And we also have some 5s, and 5s are often to do with instability, loss, overexertion. You know, that's kind of the point in which it's just not quite getting you from that Queen of Wands to the Empress, but you've stepped into that Queen of Wands energy, right? So you're definitely feeling more confident. You're stepping into that Queen of Swords energy, so you're definitely being a lot more clear in your communication and what it is that you want, which theoretically should get rid of these conflicts, right? And I just say on like a personal level, like it's okay to put your foot down. And I know, like, when you're an empath and you don't want to be like that, or you want to be a person who's completely of love, but something I've come to learn myself recently very solidly is that it's not love to just let people do what they want. It's not love to just let people walk all over you. And I don't mean as it, because it's not just about the self-love element of that. It's about, like, it's not loving to let people continue to be like that, right? You know, like when you meet like a really bad person and you know that they're harming somebody else, and you feel the need to like step in and be like, no, 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 that's not acceptable behavior. It's the same principle, right? Because it is loving not just yourself enough to put those boundaries in place. Sometimes you need to put boundaries in place with people. You need to be clear in your communication, because sometimes people are doing crap things and don't realize that they're being crap, right? They just think that, oh, well, all my friends do it. You're like, I know social media has massively normalized some quite frankly toxic behaviors, and people just think that, like, no, it's okay to be like that. And it's like, no, it isn't. And it's love to say to somebody that you care about, like, you're not treating me properly, or I can't be dealing with this anymore. This doesn't resonate with me. Why should I put my happiness on the back burner to please everybody else? Being empathic makes that very difficult, and that's something that I don't think people talk about very often, that I've seen a lot, is like being empathic means it's very, very difficult to not want to people please, particularly if you've got elements of your personality that have caused you to be a bit of a people pleaser. When you're empathetic, you're feeling that their energy, right? So like you're looking out, you know, maybe they don't realize, or maybe I can say this and it'll get better and blah blah. No, sweetheart, they just need to be told, right? And that doesn't make that other person a bad person. They just need to be told, right? Because how can anybody fulfill your needs if they don't know what they are? Okay. Any last advice for this collective, pleased Papa and Spirit team and universe, however you want to say it, right? I have Papa. What is Papa to me? That was my way of healing my wounds with men. Not that I think like all dudes suck, they don't at all, but like I had some stuff that I needed to heal. My days, the pages are out today. Just gonna do one work through before we continue. Whoop. You see, I feel like when they get thrown at me, like, it's a good thing. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords, right? Now, not the nicest card, let's be fair. It means that you've been a lot of sleepless nights, some anxiety, some worry, things keeping you up at night, right? But with the Page of Swords and with the Seven of Pentacles, okay, new ideas are coming in, levels of clarity are coming in, and bear in mind this is the third page to come out, right? There's definitely new coming into you. I would say 100% surrounding things like finances, your home life, your energy, your inspiration, your mental clarity, okay? And here it's like, I know that you've put in the hard work and you've persevered and you've not had a lot that's kind of come out from it, you know? But you see, we've got the 7 moving up to the 8. So it's like the hard work, the long-term view that you had, and the small seeds that you're planting are leading to your mastery, okay? So this is temporary, okay? It's just a phase, because what do we have last? But by very no means least, one of my favourite cards in the whole tarot deck, the Ace of Cups. Because it's emotional fulfillment, right? It's love and filling your own cup, you know, having your cup filled in whatever way that is. I always find it interesting as well that it has kind of like the little birdie coming down and then it's overflowing. And I take that as being very much that Spirit is coming in to help you out here, right? But we've got a lot of new stuff going on here and a completely new beginning to end it off, which, coupled with our beginning card of the Empress, it's coming into your time. You're going into your soft era. After having a long time of being in a really tough place, you are coming into your soft era. And you really deserve that. You really deserve that. So keep going. I know you're tired. I know that. Keep going, okay? It's going to get better. It's going to get better. I'm telling you that 100% right now. Much loves.